Hello, this is Ray Main here with today's Bible reading. Today we're reading in the book of 2 Chronicles Chapter 8. Let's begin. And it came to pass at the end of 20 years, wherein Solomon had built the house of the Lord and his own house, that the cities which Hiram had restored to Solomon, Solomon built them, and caused the children of Israel to dwell there. And Solomon went to Hamath-zobah and prevailed against it. And he built Tadmor in the wilderness, and all the store cities which he built in Hamath. Also he built Beth-horon the upper, and Beth-horon the nether, fenced cities with walls, gates, and bars. And Baalath, and all the store cities that Solomon had, and all the chariot cities, and the cities of the horsemen, and all that Solomon desired to build in Jerusalem, and in Lebanon, and throughout all the land of his dominion. As for all the people that were left of the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which were not of Israel, but of their children who were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel consumed not, them did Solomon make to pay tribute until this very day. But of the children of Israel did Solomon make no servants for his work, but they were men of war, and chief of his captains, and captains of his chariots and horsemen. And these were the chief of King Solomon's officers, even 250, that bare rule over the people. And Solomon brought up the daughter of Pharaoh out of the city of David unto the house that he had built for her. For he said, My wife shall not dwell in the house of David king of Israel, because the places are holy, whereunto the ark of the Lord hath come. Then Solomon offered burnt offerings unto the Lord on the altar of the Lord, which he had built before the porch, even after a certain rate every day, offering according to the commandment of Moses on the Sabbaths and on the new moons and on the solemn feasts, 3 times in the year, even in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles. And he appointed, according to the order of David his father, the courses of the priests to their service, and the Levites to their charges, to praise and minister before the priests, as the duty of every day required. The porters also by their courses at every gate, for so had David, the man of God, commanded. And they departed not from the commandment of the king unto the priests and Levites concerning any matter, or concerning the treasures. Now all the work of Solomon was prepared unto the day of the foundation of the house of the Lord, and until it was finished, so the house of the Lord was perfected. Then went Solomon to Ezion-Geber, and to Eloth at the seaside in the land of Edom. And Hiram sent him by the hands of his servants ships, and servants that had knowledge of the sea. And they went with the servants of Solomon to Ophir, and took thence 450 talents of gold, and brought them to King Solomon. That's the reading for today. We see Solomon he's finished the temple. He's moved his wife from the house of David, moved her to the house that he'd built for her by the temple. We see him, it's mentioned here in this chapter, it took him 20 years to build this. It's mentioned in this chapter that from the time that they laid the foundation of the temple, that Solomon followed the plan, or the blueprint, if you will, of the temple that David had drew for him. He did everything according to what David had told him to do. David had all of the stuff rounded up and had the plans drawn up, if you will, and Solomon built it according to what David had told him. But here's the thing. God had told David what to do. So in essence, Solomon built the temple exactly like God had commanded him to do. So this is the key. Also, Solomon made sure that all of the porters, all of the priests, did everything that was set up by his father, did everything just like he said needed to be done, which was commanded by God. And he made the daily sacrifices. He made the sacrifices, the right sacrifices during the feast, and all of this. In other words, just to boil it all down, he did all the commandments of God, and God blessed him because he did that. There's a lesson here for us, folks. No, we're not Solomon. No, we don't have his wisdom. The New Testament says that we need to pray for wisdom. If any of you lacking in wisdom, pray, nothing doubting, and said the Lord would grant your request. We need wisdom. We need faith. We need more faith. We need to do the commandments of God. That's it for today. God bless you. Talk to you tomorrow.